Moi! How have you been, guys? Today we're gonna check out inside Finland's war preparations on NATO's new front line with Russia. I spelled everything so fucking bad, but whatever. Come on, let's check it out. It's been quite a while since I reacted to videos about Finland. This one seems very interesting. If you have any more recommendations for other videos to learn more about the Finnish culture, please do so in the comment section. Let's check out this one right now.
Finland's Karelia Brigade spots an enemy near the Russian border. But it's not who you might expect.
So what? They're like in the ground, inside, underneath.
All right, you guys still in fight?
Still in fight.
You guys got contact over there?
They're training with around 400 US soldiers. For the first time, on land once fought over with Russia in the Second World War, NATO's founder is teaming up with its newest member. What does Finland bring to NATO?
Finland brings an incredibly capable military, organization with a lot of experience in this terrain.
So there you have 2 missile shots on your back and
Let's go.
one attached.
Let's go.
Finland joined NATO in April, knowing that it adds extra security. These drills are about Finnish and American troops learning to work together to defend this land from a foreign adversary just an hour from the Russian border.
In Europe, what Russia has been doing in Ukraine has changed the mindset within NATO and all of Europe.
We take Article 5 very seriously. We came here to reassure allies and bolster the defense on the eastern flank. So whatever Russia chooses to do in the future is their choice.
So it's about showing that we have the capability, so there's no invasion. I think that is the number one thing. That's to deter any kind of aggression, any kind of negative influencing that might occur.
Did you shoot the Abrams?
I'm a top gunner.
Top Gun?
Oh.
Oh, nice.
These exercises come ahead of next month's NATO summit, where the increased security of its eastern members will be front and centre, but also its continued support for Ukraine. Finland's decision to join NATO was a delicate balancing act, not prodding the Russian bear, but ensuring its future security. And the speed with which it joined the alliance poses a new question, because Ukraine has also submitted its application to NATO. And so will countries like Finland and others with borders with Russia decide that Kyiv needs membership?
I watched a video a couple of months ago. It was an Italian video, that's why I didn't make a reaction. Otherwise, I would have just. I mean, it's okay. If you know a good video to check out why Ukraine cannot join NATO, it would be very interesting, and I will react to it because I want to see more perspective on the matter. But yeah, it was quite informative, and yeah, it seems like they have their hands tied, and that cannot happen anytime soon. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
Sooner rather than later, or is that a dangerous step too far? I put Ukraine's future NATO membership to Finland's foreign minister. Do you not think it would be letting down Ukraine to not say, here's a timetable for when you can join NATO, especially given there's a war going on?
Well, of course it can feel like that, but when we look at all the efforts of NATO countries and EU countries to support...
sorry, I'm too stupid, but it makes me laugh because I remember the first lesson when I was starting to learn Suomea. There was the guy saying, Moi, olen Pekka, and then the minister is named Pekka as well.
Ukraine, I think we have done our utmost.
Finland's always been very careful about this delicate balance between sort of defence, not antagonising Russia. Is that going to be more difficult now you are a member of NATO?
Well, I think we have to recognize that Russia is of course a huge country with a huge potential, including the nuclear threat, and we follow the nuclear issue, we follow the positioning of nuclear arms now to Belarus. We are extremely concerned about that. I think it's very important that we react also to these imperialistic tendencies that we have seen from Russia.
And joining NATO is not the only reaction from Finland to the war, because this once non-aligned nation has completely changed its approach to its neighbour. For decades, this was the barrier between Finland and Russia. But Helsinki is concerned that Moscow will do what it and Belarus have previously done at other European borders. The so-called weaponization of immigration, sending hundreds of migrants to the frontier to put pressure on the EU.
This side is Finnish side and there's the Russian side. You can see the border holes.
So now Finland, the friendly nation, has gone from chicken wire to barbed wire, with a 10-foot high fence being built, but only along 15% of its 800-mile border. Usually it's, you know, Russia or Donald Trump, someone building a wall. Did you ever think it would be Finland building the wall?
There is a different kind of situation in our security environment nowadays.
So Finland would prefer to not build this, but you've been forced to build it.
Nobody forced to build us fence, but we are, of course, making the decisions in our view.
Do you ever feel sad about the change in how Finland has to be on the stage now? The fact that you have to build a fence with Russia, the fact that you have to join NATO, the fact that you can't have dialogue with Moscow anymore?
They attacked Ukraine against all UN rules, against the principles of the European security, OSCE and so forth, and we had to react to that.
Is that it in terms of any dialogue which Helsinki has with Moscow?
Yes, that's currently
It's done.
Yes.
How do you see the war ending?
My guess actually is that the war ends not on the front line, but in the capitals. That some people in Moscow one day realized that this was a big mistake what they were doing.
Finland was once careful to tread a fine line with Moscow, but the dialogue and the trust has gone, and so barriers and NATO's defence are now necessary, as the Eastern Front grows ever more tense.
That was really interesting. I don't know too much about but it's really nice to watch this type of videos. I really like them. They're very informative. So yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed my reaction. If you want to share some more insight, please do so. I would really appreciate it. See you on the next reaction.